Welcome into PFF TV. We are heading into week 6 of the college football schedule, and that means we have to touch on the top 25 PFF power rankings presented by our friends at Eckrich, the official smoked sausage and deli meat of the college football playoff. At number 1, we've got Clemson, which surprises probably a lot of people, especially after their match last week against UNC. Looks like they were outplayed, perhaps outcoached. Dabo Swinney said all of the above about the team. That 2-point conversion really could have changed the outcome of our power rankings, but it didn't.
It didn't, and that just goes to show how much better the Clemson Tigers were entering the season than everybody else. Obviously, you win all 15 games last year. You're going to enter the year of 2019 as the calendar favorite, as everybody's favorite going forward. Now, we still have yet to see that many holes in them to make them not a number 1 caliber team. That's what great teams do, though. They escape victories like that. They get away. It was the right call to go for 2. Mac Brown did the right thing. Right play, maybe not so much for the Tar Heels, but the Clemson Tigers do escape. They also would have had about a minute and a half for Trevor Lawrence to lead potentially a game-winning drive to get a field goal or touchdown or whatever that might have been. But the Clemson Tigers, there's not a lot of holes in the team, and UNC maybe gives them their biggest scare. Let's not forget, though, Syracuse on that same exact week last year gave them their biggest scare, and they rallied off every victory after that.
Yeah, their biggest test, we've talked about this before, might come in week 11 against Wake Forest, so we'll see how that pans out.
A lot of fun that one should be.
A lot of fun. All right, another team we have to talk about, obviously, Alabama. They haven't really had a test yet. You would think it would come against a team like Ole Miss, but then Tua throws 6 touchdowns. Of course Tua throws 6 touchdowns. I mean, the guy is just Air Tua.
That's a great nickname, Air Tua.
Air Tua.
Let's get it going here. Tua, though, is absolutely fabulous. A lot of his yards are coming after the catch this season, but that is not really necessarily his fault. He still is averaging a very healthy average depth of target downfield. So a guy last year, actually like a Dwayne Haskins, that was throwing short passes and allowing his receivers to do a lot of the work afterwards. Tua's actually finding these guys 10, 12 yards down the field, and then they're taking it the extra 60 yards. So these guys like Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Devonta Smith, all yakking a lot of yards here, yards after the catch, but Tua's finding them open. They're schemed open. This offense is as exciting as they come. And actually, I don't think right now we have a win probability from this season so far through their victories that they haven't opened at 97 or more in terms of a win probability. And I don't think that that's going to, other than the LSU game, really, in Auburn maybe, I don't think they get tested too much.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, LSU, Auburn, maybe Texas A&M. Maybe.
We'll see.
But Alabama coming at you hot. Ohio State, another team that has improved both defensively and offensively this year. I mean, Ryan Day, he's doing big things with that Ohio State team.
Columbus and everybody around the area, anybody in the state of Ohio that is a Buckeye fan has to be very excited. This arguably is maybe the best team in the country from a roster standpoint from top to bottom. Chase Young is the best player in college football at this point. If we could give the Heisman to a defensive player on the defensive line, Chase Young has about the best chance I've seen in a long, long time, maybe even ever at this point. Chase Young is on pace to set records for PFF grades, PFF pressure numbers, winning a large portion of his pass rushing snaps and not needing to go past the third quarter at this point, but that's just how good this Buckeyes team is. They're one of our biggest riser in terms of our raw ELO grades, which power our power rankings moving up, into this top 4 conversation right now and closing the gap on these 2 top teams, Clemson and Alabama.
Yeah, no doubt. And Justin Fields just keeps getting better and better each week. So watch out for that Ohio State team. I mean, the Big Ten, too, you have to say, is probably one of the tougher.
It's one of the tougher defenses to go up against in each slate of your games. You're going to be tested. Going into Lincoln, Nebraska is obviously a very hard task, no matter what type of team Nebraska is going to field. They blew them out. They win these games. So if Clemson is a great team that wins these escape games, Ohio State is elite because they're going into Nebraska and blowing them out. Let's see what happens when they get Michigan State, a tough defense on their schedule this week.
No doubt. Don't sleep on the Big Ten. So we got to talk about a big matchup coming up in Week 6, and that's Auburn against Florida. I think it's going to be a big test for freshman quarterback Bo Nix, as the Florida pass rush is exceptional.
The Florida pass rush is very, very good. Probably one of the better 2 teams in the SEC, and then also a top 10 team in the country right now when they send extra rushers. And it just so happens that Bo Nix, his passing grade when he's blitzed, it falls at 99th overall in the country out of 123 qualified quarterbacks. Not very good at diagnosing the blitz. A true freshman, obviously not going to be very good, but this is probably a pivotal aspect of this game. These Florida Gator pass pass rushers have been able to get after the quarterback and get after the quarterback well, and Nix has not been able to fare well under pressure.
Yeah, we know that the Florida defensive front has been solid. Their offensive line, I think, needs to step up their game just a little bit, especially now that they have a backup quarterback leading that Florida team. Not to say that backup quarterback isn't performing well. Kyle Trask is really putting up some numbers.
This is very similar to what we see in the NFL happening right now, where Chase Daniel may be an upgrade from Mitchell Trubisky with the Chicago Bears. Kyle Trask may be an upgrade from Felipe Franks in the Florida offense. Trask is actually doing everything that is asked of him. Yes, his 2 starts are against Tennessee and Towson. No by any stretch of the imagination teams to really write about. But at this point, Trask has delivered and done well and is actually outgrading Franks in every facet so far.
All right, so no doubt one of these teams will probably make it to the college football championship. You could also make it to the college football championship by heading to EckrichFootball.com and entering for a chance to throw for $1 million at the College Football Natty. Hopefully we'll see you there. Don't forget to sign up. Shannon Ford, Cam Mellor, we'll see you later.
You want to get rid of me and get back to more great PFF YouTube content? All you have to do is push that button right there and subscribe. Thanks for watching.